Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I just jumped up and down. This week I had some pretty exciting stuff happen, and I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have a face full of metal or a mouth full of metal anymore. Like, look. Instead I have a mouthful of plastic because I have my retainers in. But that's what I'm going to be talking about this week, just because I feel like it's something that I've had for 3 years. It's definitely life-changing, and I just wanted to, you know, talk about my experience. So if you want to know more about my braces and how to be more confident, just keep on watching. I took a selfie right before I started filming, and this is what's going to go up on my Instagram. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just give you a little context for anyone who doesn't know me. I had my braces in since my sophomore year of high school, and now I am a sophomore in college, so that was almost yeah, it was like 3.5 years with braces on. In the beginning, it honestly wasn't that bad. I had to get 4 teeth taken out, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and then before they even put the wires in, they put the brackets down just so I can get comfortable with it. And they gave me spacers in the back of my mouth because my bite was too narrow, apparently. So they just spaced it all out. They made sure there was room for shifting, and I think it was 2012. Like, it was July 2012 when they finally put the wires in, and up until then I got used to the brackets, so when the wires were put in, I really didn't feel anything. A lot of people say it's very uncomfortable, but when they first apply your braces, the actual wire and everything, it's nothing. What hurts is the monthly adjustment. My adjustments were about every 2 months, about 6 to 8 weeks, and man, I like to think of myself as someone who follows directions, but I feel like since with every appointment it was just more pain and more bands, and they made me wear bands on this side, and they were twisting metal all up in my mouth and tightening things, and I wish I had a before and after picture, because if you had seen my teeth before, they were atrocious, and it was because I didn't take care of them and I was just born with bad teeth. But like, this tooth was all up over here at the top, and my bottom were really messed up. But yeah, so it was a train wreck. Thankfully it got fixed, but it took 3 years to do so. So the actual process of getting your braces taken off is fairly simple and easy. It's going to take me 30 seconds to explain it to you. Ready, set, go. They take off your brackets and they file down your teeth. That's literally it. It's like the most painless, most simple procedure ever. And I didn't have time to think at all when my ortho sat me down and said, "Oh, you'll feel pressure, slight pressure." That's all he said. And 30 seconds later, I see my braces to the right of me on the tray. And yes, you do feel slight pressure, but it's like you've been feeling pressure for the past X amount of years of your life. So like, this kind of pressure is like the good kind of pressure, because it's just letting everything go. The filing of your teeth is just uncomfortable because it's a little disc, and you know, it's rubbing up against your teeth. If you have sensitive teeth, I pray for you, because it was terrible for me, and I don't even have sensitive teeth at all. Like, I feel like my teeth just don't feel anything. But it smells like burning tires when they file you down, and the noise is just, when I think about it, I cringe. Like, the actual, it was only 5 minutes, but it was 5 minutes too much to just file and get the glue off and everything. Then after that, they take your molds. They take your molds, or they do your molds with like this this clay stuff, and it's not that bad. It's just, it's uncomfortable because the guy that was doing it for me was trying to talk to me, and you know, like, I had a mouthful of clay, so it was just kind of awkward. I was like, what are we getting out of this, sir? Like, I'm not talking to you right now. After that, basically, you come back and get your retainers, and retainers are so important. I can't even express how important a retainer is, because once you get your braces taken off, no matter how many years they were on, your teeth will naturally just want to shift back into place. So if you don't wear your retainers 24/7 right away, what's going to happen is all of that suffering was for nothing. So basically, you wasted your time if you don't put your retainers on. So if you have retainers, clean them, make sure you listen to your orthodontist, wear them all the time, I mean, and, you know, just be happy that you don't have to have a mouthful of metal anymore. So now that I have my braces taken off, and now that I've gone through all that stuff, and I'm going into my sophomore year of college, I just feel like I should talk about confidence, because I've never, you know, addressed this before in my life, like how my low self-esteem really affected me and everyone else around me about myself, and I was very harsh on my body. And, you know, like all girls, we go through these problems with ourselves and we don't want to talk about it, but it's very important to talk about the things that, you know, upset you, or the things that really bother you deep down to the core. It's best to just get it out to someone, to anyone, just talk about it. So while I had my braces, I was just feeling really down about myself, like not only because I have a mouthful of metal, but also because I'm a short girl, and, you know, like, it wasn't helping. My senior year and my freshman year of college, I was just gaining weight constantly. Like, no matter how hard I tried to lose weight, it just kept coming back to me. And I'm like, why? You know, like, I was just really sad and insecure about my weight and my appearance, and I was really just at that point where it was starting to damage myself and my relationships around me, and I knew I needed to make a change. So I started, you know, working on my confidence and truly working on inner confidence, not just saying that I'm confident and posting selfies and acting, you know, acting big and bossy everywhere else. Like, you know, to truly look into yourself and see what it is that bothers you, so you can work on these issues with yourself. I have 5 pieces of advice for anyone who is struggling with insecurities, anyone who is just going through a hard time in their life and they're just really down on themselves. It's so cliche that I'm saying this, but it does get better. You just have to make it better for yourself. You can't expect things to be better. And I guess my first piece of advice is to think positively. I feel like this is all mentality. It's all about how you handle it yourself. And I remember, you know, a few months ago, my friend he came over. It was right after an exam in English, and I told him, I was like, oh man, I think I did terrible. I know I did bad. I'm gonna fail. I'm such a terrible student. Why didn't I study more? And, you know, he was like, let's go into your house and let's talk. And he literally sat me down and spoke to me about mentality and the law of attraction. And it's basically what you think will happen will come to you. So if you're going to think bad thoughts, obviously they're going to come to you, because you don't even realize it. But if you start thinking negatively, you're going to act negatively. So it's really important to just stay positive, to keep thinking positive, tell yourself you can do it, wake up, look in the mirror. That's what I do. When I'm feeling really down on myself, I look in the mirror and I tell myself, you can do it. There's no one stopping you from achieving your goals. So advice number 2 is to surround yourself with positive influences and keep away from the negative people in your life. Most of the time we stay around people who bring us down because we're too lazy to just start anew. But I noticed when I stopped hanging around a few friends, I was like, I feel different. I feel better. I feel great. And, You know, it's good to have best friends who understand you, and it's good to have supportive friends who are honest with you, who are not afraid to hurt your feelings, but who aren't mean about it, you know? Stay away from the negative people, stay away from the nasty. Just realize who is meant to be in your life. Realize that you have the power to keep people in your life and to kick them out. And it's all up to you if you want to stay with the same crowd, or if it's, you know, if you want to change it up a little bit and do your own thing and be alone, by all means. My third piece of advice is to go to the gym, and you should do this either 3 times a week, 4 times a week, however many times you want, as long as you're not overtraining. It's just a great way to release stress. When you work out, you literally have like happy hormones, happy chemicals running through your body. And I'm using my hands a lot right now because I'm itching to go to the gym, actually. Yeah, I just really recommend that you get your exercise in, you focus on the good parts of yourself, and you celebrate it, and you should be more comfortable around your body, and you know, like it really does boost your confidence overall, because it reflects how you carry yourself, you know? The way you feel on the inside really shows through in your behavior. So go to the gym. Do it. My fourth piece of advice for having confidence in yourself is to plan things out. I have a planner, and it is right here, actually. I know what you're thinking. You're like, what does planning have anything to do with confidence? Well, it has a lot to do with confidence, because part of being confident is, you know, getting stuff done in your life, and planning is like, it's so helpful. Like, I'm gonna show you an example of my planner. I like to pretty plan, and you know, there's like this whole planning community on YouTube, and you should go check that out, but it just makes you look forward to things in life. It makes you feel accomplished at what you've done the past week. It really puts you in like a go-getter mindset. And I think that ties in with confidence a lot, because if you have confidence in your actions, it's going to encourage you more. You're not going to need people around you to be like, you can do it, you can do it. You can be your own support system at this point. Like, you know, if you're planning out your life, it just says a lot about you. It says, hey, my name is Mikaelah, and I'm an organized person, and I get shit done. Like, bam! So my last piece of advice is so cliche and so cheesy, just like my first piece of advice. You need to love yourself first before anything. Like, you need to come first in your life. You should be your first priority. Your education, your health, your happiness, it should come first before anyone, before anything. You should take a lot of time into taking care of yourself. You have to deal with yourself for the rest of your life. I look at myself in the mirror every single day, and I remind myself of my worth. I remind myself of what I'm capable of doing, what I can do in the future. I just feel like it's very, very, very important to be confident in yourself and to love yourself.